everybody, and welcome back to another episode on the HermitCraft FTB server. Yeah guys, so it's been a little bit of time since my last episode, and that's because we were doing the HermitCraft Ultra Hardcore, and yeah, so I've been uploading the Agrarian Skies every other day, and then the Ultra Hardcore on the days that I wasn't doing the Agrarian Skies, so yeah, I just didn't have a lot of room to upload other things. I'm busy with work, and so, you know, I can't really upload multiple videos a day. I just don't have the time to do that at this point in time. So yeah, we're back. We're back in Feed the Beast. I didn't forget about it. The season didn't end. But I've been still struggling with the fact that the Lycanites mobs are broken. You can see on the mini-map, we got a whole bunch of the red question marks, some animals, and some bats, but no regular hostile mobs. So the reason why that's a problem right now is because I was going around looking for a particular mob. It's actually one of the Lycanites mobs, and since all of the current ones are spawned, they're filling the spawn cap, no other new ones are spawning until I go around to each one of those red question marks and kill the said mob. So if you look at my inventory, it is pretty full of junk right now, and this is because I've killed probably a good 10 or 20 of those Lycanites mobs. I had a cruise all around. I've been looking for a particular one that only spawns in, I believe, river biomes. I could be wrong about that, but I finally found it, and it is this one right here, the Dweller. This is the guy that hangs out at the bottom of the rivers or water, and when you enter the water, they come up to the surface and they try and kill you. Otherwise, they just leave you alone, don't care about you. So why did I want to get the Dweller? Well, there's actually a good reason for that. I was watching Sl1pg8r's, well, one of his recent videos anyway, where he was trying to get into Mariculture, and in order to get into Mariculture, there was this big, long process, but essentially it all boiled down to he needs fish oil, and he needs like 300 fish or something stupid. So, I want to try and help him out by getting him a bunch of fish. The Dwellers, I do believe, drop fish when they are killed, so we are going to go ahead and put that guy into our mob system over here, get a bunch of fish, and help Sl1pg8r out. But another thing that I do know, since the last time I've recorded, Slip said that he did something to my base, and I'm not entirely sure what, so let's head over here and check this out. This says, your base was looking pretty good, so I decided to remove a bunch of it. Slip. Well, so my mob trap thing that I was going to help Slip with is gone, and my frames per second are really low. My goodness. What? What the heck is going? Okay, so there's a pig floating out in space. Pig, what are you doing? You're not supposed to be floating out in the middle of the sky? Oh yeah. So, Slip found a block called the Sky Block. Or, I think this one's the inverted one? Yeah, this is an inverted sky block. And what this does is it drops your frames per second down to about 10, or 9 as they are right now. Let me hit up 3 so you guys can see. And we're rocking a whole 9 FPS. Oh, that block is awesome. So, yeah, Slip's being a little trolly. It looks like I'm going to have to go through and remove these blocks. Let's see if I can do that. This pick is pretty crazy, so I got to be a little careful with it. Otherwise, I'm going to be destroying every block around. And another thing, since I put the efficiency on this pick, man, these blocks are like hard to see. Since I put the efficiency on this pick, oh, I need to drop off some of my stuff. I can cut through sand, gravel, dirt, grass blocks, everything pretty much instant. So I gotta be a little careful with this guy. So, like, I can just go ahead and break through all that grass, no problem. These bedrock tools certainly are awesome, especially if you put efficiency 5 on them. And I think they get a little bit better if you'd put down, let's see, what is it? Oh, that's on here. It is my haste potion crystal. Pink. So we do that, we get haste 3. See right there, haste 3. So yeah, this pick becomes even that much better, and then it does that really fast animation. So yeah, I can just one click break that guy, and now I got haste for about 5 minutes. So guys, it looks like before I can really do anything in this episode today, I need to Be very careful. Looks like we got a friend in there. We gotta be very careful and get rid of some of these blocks. But yeah, looks like it's gonna be a little bit of time. I gotta remove these blocks so I can do stuff in my base without recording at 10 frames per second. Yeah, look at it's like a complete difference between that and oh, so slow. Turn around like everything's fine this way. All right, guys, I'll be back in just a little bit. Oh my goodness, guys, that took a little bit of time to do. It's kind of annoying. It's almost impossible to see those sky blocks when you're looking at the skyline and the sky blocks at the same time, trying to find out which ones you gotta remove, but we got it done. They are all out of here. I love it. So now we can go ahead and start working on the project that I wanted to work on today. So yeah, we got a bunch of these inverted sky blocks now. I have no idea what we're gonna do with those, but it looks like he used 2,075 of them. There might even be more than that. I might have lost one into the void, but yeah, we got a bunch of those now, and I'm pretty sure. Let's look at this. That those are expensive. Inverted sky. This guy right here. So it's a sky block plus a redstone torch. So that's 2,000 redstone torches. And oh yeah, look at that. And then 2 ender pearls. Oh, makes 6 of them. And a bunch of glass and some end stone. So yeah, not a very cheap thing to make. Inverted sky block with a redstone torch goes back to the sky block. Weird. Yeah, so not a very cheap thing to make. And it looks like he used a whole bunch of those. He had to make that a whole bunch of times. So yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so what I wanted to do today, I want to try looking at if we can spawn these dweller mobs, if that's even possible. I'm pretty sure it will be, but we got to check it out for sure. So let's go ahead and get this wither skeleton out there. Let's drop this guy in there. And let's turn the tesseract on. Is it on? Is it? Okay, I feel like this thing still isn't turned on. Let me look at this thing. So mob essence is there, and energy is not in there. Oh, I have this redstone thing disabled. That's what I did. So let's ignore the redstone. Okay, so now we're gonna get the dwellers. Alright, so there's a dweller. Ooh, and it looks like they're not being affected by water. Or I'm sorry, they're not being affected by the fans. That's interesting. I wonder why they're not being affected by the fans. Maybe they're just too strong and we need more fans. Okay, you know what? Let's turn this off. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's get rid of these guys for now. Just let them go through and die. Let's also look at this fish. We have 128 fish. Are we going to get any more when that dweller dies down there? Come on, guys. Go through. Oh, it looks like they're suffocating too. So they're like a water mob. Fish. Well, it does not look like we've collected any more raw fish. So that might be something that this might not work. Maybe the grinders don't make them drop that. That's something interesting. So we'll have to figure out a way how to spawn those guys to make them drop what they're supposed to drop. First things first, I want to get some more fans in here and see if that'll help push the mobs to the portal just a little bit faster. So let me make those and we'll be right back. Alright guys, so I went ahead and I added a few more fans into this chamber. Now I didn't want to go super crazy and put a whole bunch of fans around. I know you can do an entire wall if you wanted to, but from what we were doing before with those fans for getting the pink slime and stuff, I really don't think we need that many. A 4 per side won't cut it. Maybe these dweller guys just will not react to them. But let's give this a try. Let's go ahead and put that on ignored. Oh yeah, that guy went straight over right away. Let's see if they all do that. Maybe just spawn too close. Okay, so this guy is kind of fighting, but looks like he's having a hard time fighting. Yeah, he is definitely getting pushed. Yeah, both of them, they're struggling, but they can't really make much progress. Okay, that guy went through. Are these... Maybe we will need just a few more fans. I don't know. It looks like these guys are able to push just enough. but eventually they turn around and then they'll go through. Okay, well, you know, that also seems like it might be pretty good. So let's check this out. Fish. Yeah, we're still not getting any fish. Okay, you know what? Here's something else I want to try. I haven't tried killing these guys by hand yet, and I am almost certain... Oop, let's turn this off. Let's turn these fans off. I am almost certain that these guys drop fish, but let me try this once just to be sure before we start making a whole bunch of things. Oh, hey, buddy. Okay, yeah, look at that. He does drop fish, but it looks like the grinder won't drop the fish. Yeah, that one dropped him. We got 7 fish from 2 of them. So yeah, this is pretty good. Now we just got to find a way to get these guys to actually drop these things. So they drop when a player kills them. They don't drop when the grinders kill them. So we're going to have to find a way. Maybe we will set up a room, some kind of a killing thing. Oh, what can we do? Let's fly out of here and let's turn this thing off. Hi. Okay. So, oh yeah, I also need to turn those fans back on, don't I? Let's go down there and do that too before I forget. Give me that fish. Flight control on so it doesn't push me around. Awesome. Okay. Whoa, looks like when I fly upwards, the fans do make me move side to side. That's a little freaky. Right, so we gotta figure out a way to kill those dwellers in a fashion that's going to make them drop their fish. So the grinder setup that we have over here is not gonna work. So we gotta figure out something else. What do we want to do? So we could do it a couple ways. We could spawn them on some iron spikes or the invar spikes. Oh, there's a bunch of different spikes here. I've never tried those. The iron spikes are pretty easy to do. They kill mobs just like a player would, and I believe it makes mobs drop their rare drops as well. So we could have a separate killing area in here specifically for that, but then we're going to also have to grab the items. I guess we could also use a vacuum hopper and just suck the items directly into our ME system. That could work too. But yeah, these guys look like they're definitely going to need... thing's missing down there. They're definitely going to need their own special killing area. Okay, well, let me start working on that. We'll figure out a way how to kill these guys in a better way, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, so yeah. That whole last part where I was talking about how the grinders don't work with those guys, yeah, that's actually not true. So, a while ago, we were checking out some things. I can't remember what it was. Was it squid? Maybe it was something else. I wanted to see what drops we were getting. Oh, I think it was from the Enderman, and I disconnected the ME system down below that would pull the items out of all the interfaces behind the grinders. So all of those drops we've been getting for, I don't know, the last few episodes. Yeah, that is why we weren't seeing any mob drops. Okay, let's fix that. We'll put the cable back. Oh man. So all the drops that were in here, yeah, you can kind of see how there's some items in there. Yeah, they are now all in our system. So if we search fish again, there we go. Now we got 244 fish. I even made the iron spikes, and I started getting glass for making another killing chamber. Derp. Okay, well, that just goes to show when you disconnect something for testing, remember to put it back the way you had it. Right, so now we can come back up here. Oh my goodness. We can come back up here and turn this guy back on. Let's go ahead and do that. But I think what I'm going to end up doing is I am going to make their own room, because since these guys don't float, the whole purpose of this room was for those mini ghasts. And since these guys don't float, there's no reason to have to push them. They can just fall straight down into a portal and then go over into this chamber over here, like what we got set up in this one, where the guys spawn, they just fall straight down. So I'm going to set up another chamber specifically for these guys, get them going, and we'll be right back. Alright, so here we go. Just another setup just like we have over here. Just the auto spawner with the tesseract that turns off with the redstone signal. or I guess it turns on when it receives a redstone signal. Red net cable and a lever, so we turn this on. That guy should fill with mob juice and start spawning these guys fairly quickly. There we go, that's much better. Okay, so now the dwellers come over here and they're gonna die to our grinders. So if we go in here and we look at our fish count, yep, there we go. Now we're collecting fish. That's awesome. So I should be able to help Sl1pg8r out just a little bit with his fish problems. Also, I think we might give him a gift. So now that we got this going and we are easily collecting fish, I'm going to let this run for a little while and get a stockpile up, and we'll meet over at Slip's place. See you in a bit, guys. Alright guys, so I let the fish collect for quite a while now, and I think we got plenty to give Slip a nice little present. So here we are over his base. This is the 1-8. If you guys haven't seen that before, it is really awesome. We'll go on a tour in just a second. But it looks like we warp in about right here, and we're staring at his ME access terminal. So I think what I'm going to do, can I place that there? Yes, I can. These dollies are so awesome. You can move chests around. This chest is completely full of raw fish, so that should help him out. And let's go ahead and leave a sign on here. We'll say, hey, Slip, heard you had fish problems. Here you go. Done. And then I guess I'll put another sign over here on this thing. Guess we'll put it down here. Hypno. Just so he knows who it was who gave him the fish to solve his fish problems. Now also, I was collecting a little bit more fish than that, and there's kind of a reason why. Yeah, here's his 1-8. This is his base. So I was collecting a little bit more fish than that, and there's a reason for that. I know Slip likes playing the walrus game, and in the last few episodes, I've noticed that he hasn't done the walrus game with you guys. Basically what the walrus game is he places a walrus somewhere around the landscape. He doesn't talk about it, but it's there and you can spot it in his videos. But he hasn't done that in the last few videos, and I don't know if he's lost his walrus or what. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to help him out. So I've made a few walruses for him, and I think we're just going to go ahead and start decorating his base with these guys. So let's start up at the very top. Let's see, I think that's his elevator, and those are just lights. So we can just stick some walruses around right like this. Yeah, we got plenty of these guys, so we can just go crazy with them. Right like that. Sure, his whole base will be protected by walruses now. This is going to be awesome. But yeah, we got a whole bunch of these walruses that we're going to have to place around. We got to figure out where we're going to put them all, but I think 3 stacks might be enough. If not, I'm still collecting more fish as we speak over at the base. Those Lycanite mobs don't seem to despawn, so I'm pretty sure they're still going to be spawning and collecting over there while we're here decorating Slip's base with walruses. So maybe I'll just go ahead and stick them around on these pillars and stuff like that. Let's see, we've only used a quarter of a stack. We still got plenty more, so I'm going to have to start placing these around a little bit more. Maybe we'll put some extras around these pillars things. But yeah, there's a bunch of places inside of his base where we can put them. We could also stick him over there in his little garden dome things. Yeah, I think he's going to appreciate this since he, you know, gave us a whole bunch of those inverted sky blocks. So we can just stick them, oh, I don't know. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we want to make sure his base is well guarded from anything that might be coming to get him. Oh, not there. Come back here, silly walrus. Alright guys, well, let me go ahead and place a few more of these around, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so all 3 stacks of those walruses have been placed. Even got one right here so he knows what he's getting into. And yeah, so I've kind of laid them around everywhere. I found if you put them right next to each other, backwards, they kind of look like some kind of weird mutant 2-headed walrus thing. So I ran out of places to put them, so I just kind of put those guys around in a few places. But yeah, they're decorating his portals and stuff to get to the Nether or over to who knows. Or yeah, the Nexus. I'm sure he'll see that one. But yeah, these guys are guarding all the entrances. We got little walrus guards around the outside of his base. And I kind of feel like these things are causing a bit of lag, because now that I'm over at his base, I'm only getting around 15 frames a second. So I guess that I guess that helps out with the prank, because that's what he kind of did to my base, right? He made it so there was really low frame rate. I wasn't really expecting that to happen with these guys, but I guess that is a thing that happens in Minecraft when you gotta render a lot of different textures and I guess geometry and things like that. I mean, these guys are really detailed. It's not like there's just 6 sides like a normal block or anything. Yeah, there's a lot of details there, so I guess that would be causing a bit of frame rate lag. So here's the top of his base. Kind of laid out an army of walruses all around. Yep, that's looking really awesome. And then over here on his little farms, I went ahead and I put a few walruses on top of those too. So there are exactly 3 stacks of walruses around. I didn't show you where I placed them all. There are some spots around that might be a little more tricky to find. But yeah, I think that does well. I think Slip will appreciate the gift that I gave him, and maybe this will help him start up the Walrus game again. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on this episode if you liked it. Also, go check out Slipgator's channel if you haven't checked him out yet. I'll link him in the description down below. But yeah guys, that's it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.